Welcome to our lesson on the design connection process. In this video, we'll explore how designers see, think, create, and adapt. You'll discover how the arrangement of design elements using core principles can transform ordinary ideas into extraordinary creations. Whether you're interested in architecture, painting, sculpture, or even hairstyling, the same foundational skills apply. By the end, you'll understand how to observe the world like a designer, analyze what you see, and use your creativity to bring new ideas to life. Let's dive in and start our journey into the world of design together. Have you ever noticed how many creative expressions share something in common with nature? From the flowing lines of architecture to the vibrant colors in paintings and the intricate forms of sculptures and hairstyles, inspiration is everywhere. Designers often look to the world around them, drawing from the forms, textures, and colors found in nature. This connection helps create works that feel organic and harmonious. As you develop your design skills, keep your eyes open for these natural influences. They can spark new ideas and elevate your creative process. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to see and think like a designer, especially when it comes to hairstyles. You'll learn to identify the 3 essential design elements that make up every object and hairstyle, and you'll get to know the 4 key design principles that guide how these elements are arranged. Plus, you'll discover practical ways to create and adapt hairstyles with a designer's mindset. These skills are not just for hairstylists, they're valuable for anyone interested in design, creativity, or visual arts. At its core, design is about arranging shapes, lines, and other effects to create a unified artistic whole. Every great design, whether it's a building, a painting, or a hairstyle, starts with the thoughtful placement of these basic elements. When you approach your work with this mindset, you begin to see the world through a designer's eyes, where every detail matters and every choice contributes to the overall impact. The design connection process is built on 4 cornerstones: seeing, thinking, creating, and adapting as a designer. Each step is essential for developing your creative abilities. Seeing involves careful observation, thinking requires analysis and planning, creating is about bringing your ideas to life, and adapting means refining your designs to fit new situations. Mastering these steps will help you approach any creative challenge with confidence. Seeing as a designer means more than just looking. It's about observing the world and making connections between what you see. Thinking as a designer involves analyzing those observations, visualizing new possibilities, and organizing a plan to bring your ideas to life. This dual approach helps you move from inspiration to action, turning everyday sights into creative opportunities. Designers use selective seeing through 3 levels of observation: basic, detail, and abstract. This system helps you study, categorize, and communicate what you see. At the basic level, you focus on the overall shape or silhouette. At the detail level, you notice textures and colors. At the abstract level, you go beyond the obvious to visualize patterns and proportions. This layered approach deepens your understanding and sharpens your creative eye. Let's break down the 3 levels of observation using a jacket as an example. At the basic level, you notice the jacket's overall rectangular shape. Moving to the detail level, you observe the type of fabric, color, and features like buttons or pockets. Finally, at the abstract level, you visualize the pattern pieces and proportions that make up the jacket. This process helps you see beyond the surface and understand the structure of any object. Consider a round object. At the basic level, you see its form or shape round. At the detail level, you notice its texture and color, such as whether it's dark or light, smooth or rough. At the abstract level, you start to see directions or movement within the object. This method of observation can be applied to anything you encounter, helping you analyze and design with greater depth. Design elements are the building blocks of any artistic creation. The 3 main elements are form, texture, and color. These components work together to create the overall look and feel of a design. Understanding how to use and combine them is essential for any designer, whether you're working with hair, fashion, or visual arts. Form is a 3-dimensional representation of shape. It consists of length, width, and depth. In design, form gives objects their structure and presence, making them feel real and tangible. Whether you're sculpting hair or designing a building, understanding form helps you create works that have volume and dimension. Shape is the 2-dimensional counterpart to form. It includes only length and width without depth. Shapes are the foundation for creating forms, and they're often seen as flat spaces or planes. By mastering shapes, you can build more complex forms and structures in your designs. Forms and shapes can be grouped into 3 major categories: rectilinear, triangular, and curvilinear. Rectilinear forms include squares and rectangles, with lines that are horizontal or vertical. Triangular forms feature triangles, diamonds, and diagonal lines. Curvilinear forms are made up of circles, ovals, and curved lines. Recognizing these categories helps you analyze and create a wide range of designs. The properties of form start with a point, which when extended becomes a line. When a line is extended, it becomes a shape. This progression from point to line to shape is fundamental in all design work. By understanding how these elements build on each other, you can create more complex and interesting designs. A point set in motion becomes a line, and a line is simply a series of connected points. This concept is at the heart of drawing and design. By moving a point, you create lines that can be straight, curved, or anything in between. These lines then form the basis for more complex shapes and forms. Straight lines come in three main types: horizontal, vertical, and diagonal. Horizontal lines run parallel to the horizon, vertical lines are perpendicular, and diagonal lines fall somewhere in between, often suggesting motion. Each type of line brings a different energy and feeling to your designs. Curved lines add softness and movement to designs. There are three main types: concave, curving inward; convex, curving outward; and waves, alternating concave and convex. Using curved lines can make your designs feel more dynamic and organic. Lines in design can be hard and defined or soft and less defined. Hard lines, like lineups and perimeter lines, create strong boundaries and structure. Soft lines, such as those in a fade, are blended or blurred, giving a more subtle and natural look. Knowing when to use each type helps you control the mood and style of your designs. Shapes are two-dimensional and are generally seen as flat spaces or planes. They have length and width but not depth. Shapes are enclosed by lines that meet themselves, and when extended into space, they become forms. The type of shape is determined by its angles or the lack thereof. The celestial axis is a symbol used to identify straight and curved lines, angles, and directions in design. It helps designers orient their work and understand the relationships between different elements. Mastering the use of axes can improve your ability to create balanced and dynamic compositions. By studying forms and shapes, you can create new and exciting three-dimensional forms, especially in hair design. Understanding how to manipulate these elements allows you to experiment and innovate, leading to unique and memorable results. Texture is the visual appearance or feel of a surface. In design, textures can be unactivated smooth or activated rough. Observing and feeling texture not only strengthens your observational skills but also enhances your sense of touch, which is especially important in fields like hairstyling. Color is the visual perception of light and can add depth, dimension, and the illusion of texture to a form. All colors are created from three primary colors: yellow, red, and blue. These pure colors cannot be made by mixing other colors and serve as the foundation for all other hues. When you mix two primary colors in varying proportions, you create secondary colors: green, orange, and violet. Understanding how to blend colors expands your creative palette and allows you to achieve a wider range of effects in your designs. Colors are categorized as warm, cool, or neutral. Warm colors include yellow, red, and orange. Cool colors are blue, green, and violet, and neutral colors are neither warm nor cool, such as beige and gray. Using these categories helps you set the mood and tone of your designs. Nature offers limitless color and pattern inspiration. Designers often look to natural gradients like the seamless transition from skin to hair in a fade cut to create visually appealing effects. Observing nature's color patterns can spark fresh ideas for your own designs. The variety of color and color patterns in nature is truly endless. These natural palettes can provide inspiration for all types of designs, from fashion to interiors to hairstyles. By studying the world around you, you can find unique combinations that set your work apart. Design principles are the artistic arrangement patterns that guide how elements are combined. The four main principles are repetition, alternation, progression, and contrast. Mastering these principles helps you create visually appealing and harmonious designs. Repetition involves using identical units throughout a design, with the only difference being their position. This principle creates rhythm and unity, making your designs feel cohesive and intentional. It's a simple yet powerful way to organize visual elements. Alternation is the sequential repetition of two or more units in a repeating pattern. This principle adds variety and interest to your designs, preventing them from becoming monotonous. Alternation is often used in patterns, textiles, and even in hair design. Progression means that all units in a design are similar but gradually change in size, color, or another property. This creates a sense of movement and flow, leading the viewer's eye through the design in a deliberate way. Progression is a great tool for creating dynamic and engaging compositions. Contrast is about creating a desirable relationship between opposites. This could mean pairing light and dark, smooth and rough, or large and small elements. Contrast adds drama and interest, making your designs stand out and capture attention. Balance is the state of equilibrium between contrasting or interacting elements. There are two main types: symmetrical, where weight is equally distributed on both sides of a center axis, and asymmetrical, where weight is distributed unequally, creating movement and drama. Achieving balance is key to creating visually pleasing designs. Creating as a designer means practicing your craft, focusing on precision, and building expertise. Whether you're cutting hair, painting, or designing graphics, consistent practice and attention to detail lead to predictable, high-quality results. Embrace the creative process and keep refining your skills. Forms in hair design are created through haircutting techniques, natural texture design, and hairstyling methods. By mastering these techniques, you can sculpt hair into a variety of shapes and styles, each with its own unique character and flair. Textures in hair are achieved through hairstyling and haircutting techniques, as well as the use of styling products. By experimenting with different methods, you can create smooth, rough, or highly textured looks that add depth and interest to your designs. Color can be added to hair for temporary or long-lasting effects. It can lead the eye through a design, create a focal point, or break up the surface to give the illusion of texture. Experimenting with color is a great way to make your designs stand out. Now that you've learned about the design connection process, elements, and principles, it's time to review and practice. Use the knowledge you've gained to analyze designs around you and try creating your own. Remember, the more you practice, the more skilled you'll become. Let's check your understanding of the key points covered in this lesson. Reflect on what you've learned about seeing, thinking, creating, and adapting as a designer. These review questions will help reinforce your knowledge and ensure you're ready to apply these concepts in your own work. Take a moment to answer the first set of review questions. These will help you recall the main ideas about the design process and how to approach creative challenges with a designer's mindset. Continue with the next set of review questions. These will reinforce your understanding of design elements, principles, and how to apply them in real-world scenarios. Let's move on to the third set of review questions. These will help you solidify your grasp on the concepts of form, texture, color, and the principles that bring them together. Congratulations, you've completed the lesson on the design connection process. Take a moment to celebrate what you've learned and recognize your progress. Every step you take brings you closer to mastering the art of design. Learning design is a journey. Keep practicing, experimenting, and observing the world around you. The more you engage with the process, the more confident and creative you'll become. Remember, every designer started as a beginner. Your dedication will pay off. Each new skill you learn and each design you create adds to your growth as a designer. Celebrate your progress and stay motivated to keep learning. The world of design is full of possibilities. Embrace them with enthusiasm and curiosity. As we wrap up, remember that design is about more than just technique. It's about seeing the world differently and expressing your unique perspective. Keep exploring, keep creating, and let your imagination guide you. Thank you for joining this lesson and best of luck on your design journey. Thank you for watching and participating in this lesson. Remember, every designer's journey is unique. Stay curious, keep practicing, and continue to seek inspiration from the world around you. Your creativity is your greatest asset. Nurture it and let it shine. Stay inspired and keep pushing the boundaries of your creativity. The skills you've learned here are just the beginning. Continue to explore, experiment, and enjoy the process of becoming a designer. The world is waiting for your unique vision.